Hello, Oracles. Goodness gracious, we have a lot to celebrate today. We've got Tesla finishing and closing up another 3%, outperforming the market significantly. We hit 10,000 subscribers here on this channel. I hit 2,500 followers over on Twitter, over 4,400 followers over on Instagram, and 1,500 followers over on Facebook. We also added a new patron, Jumanji, and recently we added a new member, Norm Latendre. Thank you guys so much for joining us in our community. I just want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for all of the support you have given me. It is because of you guys that I can do what I do. I say it all the time. That is, I am just a voice for you guys who are in the community. You guys give me such great information and feedback, and I'm able to utilize that and share it with everyone else in the community. So thank you all so much for that. So we're going to dive into the charts, a couple of questions in the comments that I had today that we're going to go over as well. And otherwise, there wasn't a lot in the news, but we're going to dive into a few other things today as well and have a nice little celebration. All right, so jumping into the charts, we closed today at 207.32, up 3%. We hit as high as $214 today. And now if you look here on the chart, this 207 level is that level of support and resistance that we have been seeing here. That here we closed over, which is a great sign. And then above that is that little bit of resistance at 213.20. Seems like that was the level that we bounced off of and then came back down to this 207 level. Now, we also have a little bit of a gap that was created this morning just under that 203 level. So again, another gap, just another one to put on the chalkboard for us to pay attention to as we move forward. We've got the RSI continuing to push up into the overbought range at 77. And looking at volume today, we were pushing a little bit higher than yesterday. Yesterday, we had 180 million shares trading hands. Today was 213 million. We did have a bit of a sell-off market-wide, a bit of a sell-off in crypto near the end of the day for trading. So I don't know if this is a sign that we're going to be selling off now. What's going to happen? Again, I'm ready for the future, so I just pay attention to everything that's going on. And so again, for me, I add $25 every single day, but I also save up some cash. I recently sold out of my position in Google as we got earnings, and they didn't do as well, so I sold out of that around the $103 level. And then today I also sold out of Disney because they had very good earnings, and they ended up giving us some information that they're laying off 7,000 people. The market seemed to like that, and it pushed up. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and sell out of that one. I took a little bit of a loss on it, but I really wanted to free up some cash and thin out a bit of my portfolio. So that's what I did, selling off of those two positions, thinning out my portfolio and saving up that cash. I do still think that we have a chance that the market pulls down. I actually met today with the gentleman who's in charge of our 401k at work, and we were discussing a lot of the market and what's been going on. And he said, based upon the bond market, based upon the equities market, last year obviously was a very rare one-off situation that we haven't seen in a very long time, and that we are still looking for that last final drop to come when it comes to the entire market. So he is a financial advisor, and he said we are still anticipating that last drop to be coming. So again, nobody truly knows the future, but a lot of people are looking at there's one last drop that we need to make. We don't know where it's going to be. We don't know when it's going to be. We don't know how far it's going to come down. But a lot of people with financial expertise and experience are definitely looking at this as there is this little bit left to go, so we just need to be patient and wait for it. And with that said, I'm not going to call them out on here for it because I'm not that kind of person, so I'm not going to call them by name. But I get people that'll come on here and say that it's my fault that they sold out because I was calling gaps down below. Maybe they're trolling, maybe they're just joking, and it's hard to tell through comments. But when I hear things like that, this is the reason why it's obnoxious that I have to come out and constantly say, this is not financial advice. There's a reason that at the beginning and the end of every one of my videos, I have a disclaimer. There's a reason why in my description, I have a disclaimer. And there's a reason why I'm constantly saying this is not financial advice. Because guess what? I'm not giving financial advice. I am sharing what I am doing. And if you pay attention to what I am actually doing, I hedge in both directions. I don't know if we're going to come down and fill those gaps, so I continue to add into my portfolio every single day. And for full disclosure, you guys can see here, this is my IRA. On 113, I bought one share of Tesla at 117. On 126, I sold three shares for 156. On 130, I sold another three for 175. On the 2nd of February, I sold three more for 190.86. And on the 3rd of February, I sold another three for 192. And so at this point here, I now have 11 shares still left in my IRA. I am anticipating that pullback that we are going to be getting and potentially fill those gaps. I do have a buy order in for three shares at 125. I'm just going to assess this as the market plays out. Now, again, I don't know if the market's going to pull down. Perhaps selling out where I did screwed myself and I'm going to have to buy higher. That is totally a potential. But based upon what I have seen last year, based upon the knowledge that I have going forward, based upon a lot of people who are very experienced in the market anticipating a pullback coming, I am awaiting for this and I'm being patient with it. So that's what I am doing. And I'm being totally transparent with everyone out there as to what my plays are. And so when it comes to your own portfolio, you need to make the best decisions based upon what you are doing for yourself and what your own situations are. If you are buying or selling based upon the information I am solely giving you, that's not wise. You should be doing your own due diligence and research. I fully recommend that you go out and see other people and see what they have to say. There are some people that are more bullish than I am. There are some people that are more bearish than I am. I recommend getting a full dose of everyone else's input and then even creating your own valuation model to determine what your own thesis is. Thinking about it long term, and I've said this for the last year and a half, is when you're looking at your own thesis for your portfolio, what is it? Are you going to be holding for 5 years, 10 years? Are you holding it for 6 months or 1 year? That is going to determine whether you maybe should buy or sell at this time. If you're holding it for 10 years and you think the stock is going to be worth $1,500 in 10 years, why are you selling now? That's totally up to you. I do it in my IRA because I'm trying to swing trade. You can only add $6,500 into an IRA here in the US. So the only way that I can add to that extra is either putting it into dividend stocks so that I can raise more money that way, or swing trading like I do with my Tesla stock. So I sell at these higher levels, anticipate that pullback, make those profits because it's all tax free. So I can just keep on rolling it that way. Very risky, but that is what I am trying to do. So again, that is my play, my strategy for my own portfolio. So I just felt like I needed to do this because I've been getting several comments lately about how I'm, frustrating people because they're making decisions off of my videos. I appreciate everyone watching my videos. Again, 10,000 subscribers, that is awesome. Thank you all so much. But I just want to make sure that you guys are aware that I am trying to share with you guys what I am doing, and I hedge in both directions. My main portfolio, I'm not selling anything. I just hit 58 shares today in that portfolio, and I continue to add. Again, $25 every day. I have $1,300 sitting on the sidelines right now, awaiting that pullback to come down. Now, that $1,300 is just 8% of my portfolio. If I do end up getting to 10% in my portfolio before we pull down to lower levels, I will start adding a little bit extra in. I don't really want more than 10% cash in my main portfolio, so I'll dabble in that. And maybe I'll add a little bit to like a JEPQ or a JEPI for a little bit of a dividend play. That's my current strategy for me. So I apologize having to go on for that rant there, but I just wanted to be clear with what I'm doing in my portfolio. And again, I've been doing relatively well. I'm actually almost break even on my entire portfolio right now because I have been dollar cost averaging all the way down in Tesla. So very exciting for me on that standpoint. And I've heard from several of you as well that you did hit break even because you were dollar cost averaging. And I think that is absolutely awesome. And to share one of the questions that we had, I got, is this even legal asking, you think shorts have covered? So my answer is, from what I've heard, many shorts dropped their positions last week. This is why the stock is running. They most likely saw the strength of buying and knew they couldn't win, so they will let it run and reload at a higher level. And so I had noticed last week that somebody had mentioned that the shorts had given up a lot of their positions. We saw a battle going on at that $200 level for Tesla. I'm wondering if these market makers, these shorts, kind of saw that, there was a lot of buying pressure that wanted to come in at 200. We got the information about Investor Day, lots of other catalysts that were kind of strong to push the stock up. So they may have relinquished those just so that they can say, you know what? They were going to get burned, so they dropped those, and now the stock is running a little bit. They'll probably reload as we get higher and continue to push. So again, I don't know where we're going to go from here. We did see that little bit of a sell-off at the end of the day today. Whether that continues tomorrow or not has yet to be seen. But we are now closed above 207, which is above that level of resistance that we had. Now it's going to act as that level of support. We still do have this upward momentum going. Can we maintain it? So this is where I think I'm going to be waiting to see what happens with the shorts. So that I think is what ended up happening. Seems like the shorts have covered, they've cleared themselves out, and now they're just kind of awaiting to see what's going to happen with the market going forward. And then we've got BlueToad coming out with a great comment. To simplify, GM and Ford have to turn themselves into Tesla, while Tesla is already Tesla. And I think that's a great point. GM and Ford are now trying to become like Tesla, but their legacy trying to do that. I think Ford is doing the best job out of the two of them to try and become like Tesla. But again, Tesla is already there. So while they're trying to turn themselves into Tesla, Tesla can just continue to move forward. We were discussing yesterday about the fact that Tesla has higher net income than the two of them combined. So how are they possibly going to be able to catch Tesla if Tesla doesn't have debt and they can continue running forward while the other two are just clinging on and crawling slowly? We'll see how that plays out over time, but this just shows the dominance that Tesla has moving forward. And one last cool thing before we end today's video. One day, Starship will take us to Mars. Today, SpaceX had the static fire test of Booster 7. Looks like 31 of the 33 engines fired successfully. Very great progress we are seeing here. Exciting that we are taking the world to a new world. Realistically, in the future, we could be on Mars. This is awesome to see. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you guys so much for all of your support on all of the platforms that I am on. If you guys don't follow me, I am on Facebook and Instagram. You guys can check out those in the About section of this channel if you guys want to follow me there, if you're over there. And I'm also on Twitter, of course. Many of you already follow me there as well. So huge day to celebrate. Now, I did promise you guys that I will be shaving my head. I know it doesn't mean a lot. It's not really big because there's not much hair there, but I will be doing that. Chances are I will either do it this weekend. I just ordered the razor today, not supposed to be until Tuesday, but I'm going to hang out with my friend this weekend, so perhaps I'll just buy one at Walmart and do it live for you guys there. So if I get that chance, I will let you guys know as soon as I can when that's going to happen to celebrate, and we'll enjoy that. Next up from here is 15,000. That will be the next goal. And again, thank you guys so much. If you have not hit that subscribe button, please do so down below, and we will see you in the next one.